Hi, so this is week 6 of my weekly reflections. This week I'm just going to cover what I actually did this week because I feel like that's quite important in sort of saying how my week went, depending on how much I did, and I did do a lot. I did more than I was hoping to do. Well, I hoped to finish pre-production this week and I pretty much have, so what I have completed or looked into is resources, techniques and software, legal and ethical considerations, call sheets, contingency plan, location recce, I think that's how you say it, risk assessment, shooting schedule, storyboards and my equipment list. All I have left to do is, and I have a week left until actual production starts, and all I have left to do is an advanced shooting script. Now that wasn't actually on what we were given. We were given this sheet which had every part of pre-production that we had to do, and I just wanted, and I think I spoke about this in my reflections before, I personally just wanted to do a little bit more, like go that little extra mile, and I looked into my old sketchbook from last year and found things like the advanced shooting script, which I felt like might be able to bump up my grade a little bit. So the advanced shooting script is very technical, but after you finish your storyboard, which I've literally just finished, the advanced shooting script should become quite simple. It's never going to be simple, it's very difficult, but it's not difficult, it's more time consuming. But I have a whole week until we start production, and it would probably take me a day, maximum maybe 2 days, in order to complete the advanced shooting script. I'm really happy. I've done everything that I set out to do and more. I think this week went brilliantly and I managed my time amazingly and got so much done, and I'm just so happy to be finished early. And I'm really looking forward to production now. It's all getting real, and yeah. So what I thought might happen in week, I keep saying week 1, sorry. I think in the past few reflections I've said week 1, but it's because I'm looking at questions and I'm looking at the same one, it says week 1, that's the only reason why. But in week 6, I mean, so what I thought might happen is I thought I wasn't going to get everything done. And I thought it was going to be a really challenging week, and I was just prepared to crack on. I didn't really think much. I was just on the ball, like, I'm gonna do this, so I didn't really think about how the week was gonna go. I just knew that I had to do it, and I didn't really have a choice. So what were the challenges going to be? So throughout I have been writing in a book, just a normal book like this, just my notes, and everything that I want to type up. Now the problem with that is that it takes so much time, and it's sort of a waste of time. It's time that I don't need to spend, but I find that's the best way for me to do it. When I write down on a piece of paper everything I'm thinking, it's so much quicker, even though in the long term it's not, because I have to type all up anyway, but I can just get those ideas on the piece of paper. I'm not a quick typer at all. So that's something that I was prepared to struggle with, and that I have struggled with, because that takes so much time. And more than anything, it's just boring. Like, I just hate it because it's boring. It's not, I can still get it done because I've planned my time well this week, and in previous weeks, and most previous weeks I have. But it's boring. But that's not the end of the world. And it hasn't really affected my content and the stuff I've come up with. So it's just more of a time management issue, but that is something that I can quite easily get over. But I need to be prepared that at university that's something that I'm going to need to nip in the bud, and I don't have a choice but to type straight up. I won't have time, so it's something that I need to start practicing for sure. How did I prepare for the week? I kind of didn't. I sort of didn't prepare. all I did was I wrote down everything that I wanted to do, or everything that I needed to do in pre-production, tick list on my whiteboard. Just, yeah, that's all I did to prepare, and that's what I've done for the previous weeks as well. I didn't think too deeply into it, just because I wanted to crack on with it. So yeah. What was happening as I was making decisions, I came up with some good new decisions, which I've incorporated into my storyboard, and these decisions were plot based. I decided that there's a point near the end of my plot which I didn't quite like. It didn't make much sense, and that basically was when the girl ran away from the Cybot, and then she returns. It doesn't really show why she returns to the Cybot. In my head I know why, because as humans we're addicted to the internet, and no matter what happens we're always going to go back to it. No matter how many times we say we don't want to, we always end up going back to it, because it's an addiction. And that might not have followed through. I don't feel like that that spoke visually. So I decided to add a few little snippets in. I don't know until actual production, or more like post-production, because this is more of an editing technique. I won't know until then whether this is actually going to work, but I was just going to add some flashes of like internet graphics, and just little snippets, quick snippets, sort of her mind, what her mind is saying basically. And I was thinking of like TVs shutting down, or internet's turning off, stuff just shutting down, just flashes of that. So I thought that might add a little bit of context. Did it work out as expected? Yes. Yes and no. I wasn't actually sure that I was going to get everything done, but I did. It worked out as expected because I knew that I needed to get everything done. It's just I finished earlier than I had originally expected, but that's a good thing, not a bad thing, of course. How was I dealing with the challenges? Obviously I said one of the challenges was the typing up thing. I wasn't really dealing with it. I was just cracking on and going as fast as I could. And that did pay off because I finished early, so it's not a bad thing. And what was I learning? What was I learning? I mean, I'd sort of done everything before last year, so that's more when I learned everything last year about pre-production and what particular things meant. Like I wouldn't have known what a contingency plan was, for example. Now I sort of know what all of that is, so I wouldn't say I've learnt that much this week. It's more just repetitive, but I've learnt a lot about my own product, so and that's the same as previous weeks as well. Just learning more about my own product and what I want to achieve. So what were my insights on last week? Really successful week, got lots done, really good week. What went well and why? My attitude went well again. I feel like I really cracked on with it and just enjoyed it, so I think that went really well, just my headspace. And I was quick, managed my time well, and that was because why? That was, again, I think it's to do with my attitude. I think it's to do with how organised I'm being, and I'm just doing well, I guess. So yeah. Is there anything I could do differently next week? No. I'd probably say this was the most successful week so far. Just everything went smoothly, nothing went wrong, and I really enjoyed it. So no, I actually really hope that next week is like this week. I really hope so. And what are the long-term implications? I say the only negative, obviously long-term implication, I've already said, with the typing thing, that's so minor, but still that is a long-term implication, but not a good one, because I just need to break that habit and I need to learn how to type quicker, and that's not really difficult to do. It's more just something that I haven't got around to. But in the summer, when we break up from college, I have a few plans, like wanting to learn a language, separate things like that, so I can incorporate that into my summer plans, I guess, and just learn to type quicker, ready for uni. But overall this week has been really good. I'm really enjoying myself, and the end is approaching and it's kind of scary, but I'm really excited, and so ready for what's going to be thrown at me in production, and I'm really looking forward to seeing my end product. Oh, and super exciting, my well, these are for my brother. I was going to get some for Lucy, because I have 2 actors, but they were really expensive, but contact lenses, and I'm really excited for my brother to try them. They look crazy, well, on the internet they look crazy, so I'm really excited. I feel like that's going to bring a lot of effect to my product, but sticking to budget is going to be difficult because I have a lot of props that I want to bring and incorporate into my end product, sorry, and I don't have much money. I'm a student, so I'm trying, and I'm gonna have to make do with what I have at home, I think, most of all. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.